Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another exciting evening of 10 Dead Rats.
That's us.
That is indeed us.
Almost forgot that was my line.
Every time, I'm afraid it's not going to happen.
Every week.
Every week.
Every week.
Before it's usually a bit. This time I actually forgot.
Oh dear. Well, I am following Christian's footsteps, as you may be able to tell by the boxes in my background. Things are moving along here for my move. For those who watch Wandering DMs, you've heard me talk about this a little bit. I'm moving, so apologies if things are a little rough, if my audio quality is degraded at all, as equipment gets packed and becomes unavailable to me. Hopefully we will see no interruptions in the show. That's my plan. We'll see how well I pull that off. Yep. Fun times.
Yeah.
Fun times. That's the only announcement I have for tonight. Otherwise, we were just actually off screen quickly discussing how amused we were at how few people actually know how the game ended last time, because we were missing both Andy and Christian by the end. So yeah. I will I guess I'll do my usual recap after the bumper, but maybe I'll keep it short and then let you guys just catch up in character. Maybe that's more fun. Let's find out in tonight's exciting episode of 10 Dead Rats.
Oh my god, that should definitely be behind you.
Wow. The audience just missed the reference to a skateboarding alligator. Okay, so never know about that skateboarding alligator.
You missed out, folks.
Last week on 10 Dead Rats, what happened? Well, apparently the Emperor was murdered. That's what happened.
Surprise! Spoilers.
I can't believe that happened.
There you go.
I actually can believe it.
The group got to witness the Grand Theogenist doing his level best to take control of the situation and calm everyone down and send everyone along. There was a brief. Oh, what is happening?
Whoa! Nope. Just calm down. It's just an ice maker. It's over now. We can move on with our lives. It's okay.
Fresh ice coming into the show.
Fresh ice.
Excellent.
Remember from season 2, remember the ice maker. It's back for this night only.
Wow.
Ice maker. Very loud.
Right. That's good.
Please continue, Paul.
My comeback tour.
Paul is frozen.
And now Paul's frozen. The ice maker.
The ice maker has frozen him.
Man.
No.
Because it's an ice. I mean, that's a
Put
classic.
Paul on ice.
Yeah.
Does he know he's frozen? I'm going to message him. Oh, good. Okay. He's back.
Ooh. I'm so terrified by the ice maker. I had to run screaming. Nope. Sorry everyone. Sorry about that little fun live TV error there as I am figuring out how to run the show from this new space. Sorry, everybody.
A lot of ice fun opportunity, though, so happy for that. Yeah.
We did our best.
Keep it on your toes.
Oh, boy. All right, what were we doing? I was recapping last week. I was trying to recap. Grand Theogenist took over. Let's see. Bruno went and visited the Physicians Guild to speak with some physicians and learned a little bit of the origins of Dr. Ent, recently of Kislev, who has been the personal physician to the Emperor recently. And then he stopped there for a little dinner, much to the chagrin of the remaining party members. Eventually, the group went to go have dinner as they were intended to with the Grand Theogenist of all people. Although Indigo was clearly given favor there with a seat right next to the Grand Theogenist himself, while Bruno and Yeffy were relegated to the kids' table.
Indigo was not given.
That seems fair to me.
Was not given preference. Bruno Longbottom, Finebottom, Jesus Christ, sorry, was
Bruno
given
Feinbottom.
preference. It's just, a bit
Or
of
perhaps even, as the Grand Theogenist implied, Herr Lieberung, perhaps. Anyway, I feel like I don't want to recap the rest there. There's a little bit more that happened at the end after Christian had to leave. But instead, we're just going to pick up the next following morning at the early in the morning, let us say, I don't know. In fact, I would like everyone to roll a toughness check for me. Let's kick it off like that. That's how I roll.
Get off.
Toughness check is funny.
Check.
17.
You think I would have
15.
taken my dice out? Oh, 19. Wow.
19, 17. Bruno and Yeffy?
15.
15. Bruno?
Two.
There he is.
Aw.
That's what I was. Well, generally, that's by and large actually really, really well. So I'm gonna give you guys the benefit of the doubt and say it is bright and early the next morning. It's barely past dawn as you rouse yourselves and head down to the common room for a little breakfast at your inn, and discover the four of you have reconvened at the inn. Bruno's maybe looking a little tired, dragging himself out of bed this morning. But you reconvene first thing in the morning.
Well. If it isn't Bruno Finebottom and Mina.
Hi.
You're Bruno.
Not
Bruno,
not as of last night, I heard.
Yeah, whose fault is that?
That's how it's hard to cast blame. It's hard to cast blame.
Isn't it? I think it's pretty easy. Who do
All
we
right,
know?
if you're willing to admit you're at fault,
saying-
that's fine. Okay. I
Saying that
accept
their
that.
friends' names are actually their name to try to steal any kind of glory from them. Who do we know does that?
Most
A mystery.
recently, you.
A mystery we have to solve.
Yeah. That's the people we're angry at for not being here. Anyway, guys.
Wait a second. Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know what you're talking about. Is there coffee? I'm going to have some coffee. Yeah, Indigo, I can't believe you did something.
Where the hell
Oh
are
yeah,
you?
Mina, did you
You
hear
have
about the
so many dead
assassination?
bodies. People to talk to.
I was just investigating the dead. Where were you? What were you doing?
I was, busy at the Emperor's assassination.
Right. I didn't.
Yeah,
That
I
took up
thought
most
we
of my
should.
time.
No, that's fair. You know how sometimes you think things are going to be really quiet, so you sneak out for like 10 minutes, and then something really big happens, and then you go up to say hey to your friends, like the next morning, and it turns out the Emperor's dead. Anyway, it's really, I just wanted
Definitely
to catch up.
understand in general.
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna, it seemed like nothing was happening, and we were waiting, and there were all the guards and stuff, and Jenna looked kind of bored too, so we thought we'd do like a sort of general investigation of not being there, and the Emperor. Yeah. So, we're mad.
What sort of things
Indigo?
did you discover in your investigation with Jana?
We figured out that there's no bad guys in any of the supply closets, so we're all solid there. We've solved the mystery of if bad guys were hiding in supply closets, and you can just mark that one off your list. No cults there, and we're good.
My list out on that one. Great.
Yep.
As you
I knew we
are,
were going to be thorough.
as you are sitting about the table having this conversation, the landlord comes by with plates of breakfast and mugs of steaming coffee, passes them around, and he says, "Woohoo! You're up early. I hope you weren't hoping to get out to run some errands."
What's that supposed to mean?
Why not?
Oh,
Ominous.
well, haven't you heard? The Emperor is dead.
Oh. Yeah.
We
He
have
was killed,
Albert.
assassinated last night.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yesterday, rather.
So we can't do errands?
Well, there's
Laundry
Imperial
closed?
Guard walking the streets, telling people to get to their homes. Until this matter is seen to.
Oh.
I hear all the elector are reconvening. Perhaps they will elect a new emperor.
They're reconvening
That's
today.
like-
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, don't you remember? They're like, his son's gonna come, got a letter, he's gonna ride all the way here, and they're gonna have a meeting this morning. Don't you remember that part of the dinner that we were listening to intently while here Indigo was talking to the theologianist?
Yeah, how's your best friend, the
Fallopianist.
phylogeniist, Indigo?
Yeah.
That's a great question. So I don't think he's a part of the Purple Hand. I think he
good to
thinks
know.
I'm Caster Lieberung or somebody. And
A lot of people do.
that he doesn't know that the Lieberungs are in a cult. Now,
Well,
I have some more news, or a suspicion, but I just want it to not undermine what I just said previously. It has no bearing on what I just said. I think the theogenist thinks I'm the heir of Sigmar.
Sorry, what?
What's that? Do you...
Yeah,
Oh man.
like
Now, does he?
blood, like by blood.
Oh.
You or
What's
Bruno
that entail?
Feinbottom?
Me.
Because okay,
Oh, I'm sorry, Bruno. Do you get a lot of people confusing you for Caster Lieberung in your day-to-day life? Does that happen to you often because you look just like him? You're a
Not
spitting
yet.
image for a Lieberung. Plus
I
or
pull up my
minus 3 or
Lieberung
4 feet.
portrait. You know, I can see it. Look, it's a little short. Every
Too
time.
much.
Never not
Oh, every
funny.
time. That's the best photo I've ever seen.
I still have the Lieberung genealogy book.
You do.
How far back does that go?
Incredibly
At the top,
far.
it's gonna say Sigmar.
Yeah, right. I'm sure.
Look at the very top.
You
Yeah, don't-
flip to the beginning, Bruno, to try and get a scan of what's going on. Give me
Okay, no, that's all right.
an intelligence
just
check,
keep-
Bruno.
Slightly better. 13.
Okay, you flip to the very beginning of the of the book and look at some of the very early entries, and you find it's actually sorry, did you say 13?
Yeah.
1-3? Okay.
Sorry.
You find it's difficult it's a little difficult to read because it's a bit like being a native reader of English and reading Old English. It's kind of in an archaic form of Reichspiel, you find, which is a little strange. And you find that it talks. It seems to be talking about the Unberugen tribe, and you're like it seems very strange.
Sounds really strange.
Yeah, it doesn't. You're seeing names. You're not seeing any dates. And the names are often things like Ulf, son of Rolf, and you're like, what?
That makes sense.
It's as strange as that one letter that the Grand Lumen sent to Lieberung about how don't worry, your family lineage won't be a problem, even though it's super sketch. And like, if I was an evil person, I would totally be sketched out if he was related to Sigmar. But that was like
Sigmar,
a really
that's a good
weird
point.
part of that letter, you know? Yeah.
Oh.
It's probably insignificant. Does anybody else feel like they slept on the ground in like hay or maybe a bush? Keep finding twigs.
I was
Okay.
I was in a bed.
All right. Uh-huh. Oh, I thought you were in a supply closet.
Any
like,
Imperial
sleeping-
assassins in the bed? Huh?
Not there. Either. All strong and powerful choices. You guys were in hay? That sounds important. We should talk about that.
Yeah,
You
I
guys
think it more was like
investigate-
a bramble or some kind of bush. We made it back okay. It was a long walk.
It was a
Yeah.
long. It was all walking, right? No
What?
flying through the air or anything, right?
That's the whole time.
Just a little. Can't totally remember. I feel like I was supposed to chew out Orlock. Did I ever get to that?
You guys kind of
Orlock there?
argued a little bit, and it kind of got a little heated. I might have just kind of phased that out because I was watching real hard, But that's my own biz.
He didn't.
So the Theogenist gave me this book.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah.
And said I should read it.
I hate when people do that.
Yeah.
What's the book?
Max, you've flipped forward a couple of pages in the genealogy at this point, and something that jumps out at you is it talks about someone named Wolfgart Lieberung, and it's the first time you see the name Lieberung in there.
Oh, neat.
Who is apparently cousin to King Bjorn of the Unberogens.
Oh man. I keep flipping until I can find, like, if I see Indigo's name or, like, his parents. Or, Indigo, what are your parents' names?
That's a
Violet and
Christian.
Teal, or
Heinrich and
Wayne and Marianne.
and Magdalena.
Good German
that's a nice
names.
name.
No.
Uh-huh. Very human.
Do I see Heinrich
Thank you.
and Magdalena?
Give me another intelligence test, please.
Oh man, this is a hard book.
It's a big book, and it's full of a lot of very boring information.
16 on that one.
16. You find, close to the present day entries, you do find a Magdalene Lieberung, though her husband is not named Heinrich. And in fact, the husband part is scratched out.
What?
Ooh.
Well, I draw a
Drama.
little line down and write Indigo / Feinbottom in it.
Excellent.
Hey, check this out. Look, your dad's not in there. Or somebody scratched
I
him
can't
out.
read.
Oh. Well, let me do it through pictographs then. Yeah. Look, see the scratched out part? That's where a name would be. That would have been your dad's name because that's your mom. And look, that's you. I put you right in there.
Oh, seems a bit long.
Yeah, he did write his own name.
Damn,
Next to
He did write his own name. Okay.
It's an AKA. It's an otherwise. It's
not
an
an
alias.
AKA.
That's important for genealogical information in the future.
So, did the Grand Theologist tell you what it means to be the heir of Sigmar? Like, is that any additional responsibility and/or support?
Well, that's a good question. He didn't tell me directly. He, I think, heavily implied it. That if there was an heir to Sigmar, they might be interested in this book that he then gave me, and that they might, if that person existed, be interested in going to the world's edge of mountains.
That's all the way at the edge of the world.
Oh
I
my
know.
god!
Where Sigmar was last seen to maybe find his hammer.
Ooh,
And that if
free
that person
weapons.
did these things, if they came back, they would be the rightful emperor of all mankind.
Indigo.
Oh, so like-
Feinbottom.
It's like a
Emperor
promotion.
Indigo. It's such a great promotion.
like a
I said you would be a
promotion.
great emperor. I said that.
And you-
We all heard that, right?
You can't even read. That's great. That's like
Well, that's because
boom,
an emperor,
skill set.
Yeah.
emperor's got people
That's
to read
fine.
for him.
I think that's called
advisors.
nepotism, right? That's the word.
No, he'll have a hammer.
I
It'll
think
be
in the
sick.
case of emperors, it's called genealogy.
Uh,
What's the name of the book that Indigo has?
Oh, Indigo can't read it. Jesus Christ, I keep forgetting that.
Oh my god! Can I just have that?
Oh,
Pass it through?
you might be muted, Fall.
Oh, I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Oh.
I was muted because I was clicking around trying not to make you hear my clicks. Yes, sorry. That very book that I just held up is the same book that Indigo has in his hand, and it is called The Life of Sigmar.
Ooh. I mean, we could all do a dramatic reading for Indigo because we can all read now, except Indigo.
isn't like that the same book you find in like the dresser next to the bed in hotels?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? That's very funny.
Well, this one was given to us by the Grand Theogenist.
But can you really tell? I mean, is his name in it?
I don't
Leave a
know.
bookmark.
I
Sure,
didn't
whatever. You know,
open it.
you do
I can't
you
read.
do you. It's fine. There's probably dwarves in those mountains anyway. That'd be interesting.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's a long. Let's not just go, traipsing off to the literal edge of the world. Just
But he could be the emperor, and what if this emperor's son is actually a mutant?
We want to
Or really
the book.
corn.
We want to check the book out.
Yeah. You should see if
Yeah.
the book is different in any way than like our usual.
Oh,
Dime
that's a
store
good idea.
Bible.
Yeah. Do we have access? Like, is there really another a copy of the Life of Sigmar in the hotel room?
No, it's
Okay,
it's not so prolific, but it is basically the book that the Sigmarites generally have and use. It's part of
Is
their
it something
part of their worship.
that like Bruner or I would have read previously just because we live here?
I mean, probably not, frankly, because it's boring. Unless you consider yourself a devout Sigmarite, like you'd certainly be
Actually,
aware
from
of it. But
the moon.
right. So yeah, I mean, you're probably fairly aware of it, but you've probably never really bothered to sit down and read the thing.
That sounds about right for religious texts.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that we should maybe go to like a bookstore, see if they've got a copy
We
of the
can't- we're not
normal
supposed
one,
to
and then
go
we can.
Might
Oh
get
god.
canceled if we go out. But we also need to check out. Like, we can't just let them elect the Emperor's son, and
I don't want to keep going back to this. But do we want to maybe check out this book that the Grand Theogenist gave me? I still can't read it. So
Oh my god.
I-
All right.
Hey,
I don't know
yeah.
what's in there.
I take the book.
Excellent.
Is there if I like kind of page through it, is there anything in it that says anything specifically about Indigo, Sigmar's heir, or the hammer?
I'm
Like, is there a
partially.
big?
I'm hoping there's
the
like a
ham-
cut in the middle, and there's just a bottle of whiskey. Is that maybe in the
Oh my
book?
god, that would be ideal. Yes,
Yes.
No.
they're like good luck.
A very quick flip through, Mina. You don't see anything about Indigo, but you do see frequent references to Gal Maraz, the very Warhammer of Sigmar, is mentioned frequently.
Wow, cool. Does it have any like special powers besides being the weapon of the Emperor?
You're not. I mean, again, a very quick scan. You're not seeing anything obvious. There's no like he held the hammer aloft and the thunders and the skies opened or anything, right? Like nothing like that.
Yeah.
But it does seem important.
I relay this information. It seems important.
All right, but nothing immediately, like no notes in the margins or anything.
Oh.
Bruno, you're taking a look through the book, or are you asking Mina?
I'll
Yeah, I'll pass it along.
okay. I'll scan through it. Yeah, specifically.
Mina is
for, like,
immediately bored by
handwritten
this text.
stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is so boring.
It's so dull. read like one sentence and you're like, oh,
No pig goes to market.
that's for sure. International classic.
Bruno, you're just idly flipping through. You end up here on this chapter titled "The Hammer and the Hill." You're like, "Hammer? That sounds interesting." So you flip it through it, and the line that jumps out to you, I will just read it right here. It says, "Sigmar was the only son of the chief of the Unberogen tribe, King Bjorn, who ruled the place that is now called Reichland."
Bitch.
What's up?
Indigo, what's your last name?
Halberstam?
I keep thinking Finebottom, honestly, and I'm pretty sure that's not actually it.
No, that's yours.
Halberstam.
Halberstam. Okay, I flip back to. Are there any other Halberstams in the recent section of the genealogy?
That you do not find anything of that sort. That name does not appear.
Okay. Well, so let's not read too much into this. But here is where Sigmar, he's part of this Unberogen tribe. Yeah, leader of them. And here is this genealogy book about the Lieberungs. And here's the Unberogen tribe. And 150 pages later, here's where I wrote Indigo's name.
Yeah, and the other name's crossed out, which leads me to believe that Indigo's mom is actually a serial killer. She has been out for these men and just systematically hitting them off.
What?
To get babies.
To
My
get
mother
babies.
would never serial kill anybody.
Hey, we should go
How
talk to your
would you
mom.
know?
Dare you?
Let's go visit your mom.
Well,
Were you raised by your mother?
Father
Did she
was
have
parent.
like a basement?
I mean, yes, everybody in
Indigo's mom
the
is
town had a basement.
The point was not that Indigo's mom is a serial killer. I don't know one way or another whether that's true or not, but that's
She's
not
not.
the point. Okay, I mean we'll take your word for it, but what would
She's
you
not.
say? Yeah. That's probably what you would say if she were too. Look, the point is that over here, way back in the shitty section of the book, is basically Sigmar, and way over here, see dotted lines, ... lots of people having kids, and Indigo.
Yeah,
So
so-
I am the heir to Sigmar.
Let's not read too much into it. There's a lot of names in here. I mean, this branch, there's
A lot
probably
of kids.
dozens of heirs to. That's a good point, actually. Are there any other recently alive? Jesus, are there any other entries for people who might still be alive?
You're looking at the more recent entries, and a couple names jump out at you. You see the name. Oh dear! Wait, I gotta dig it up. Sorry. Where do I have this name? Oh no! Sorry. Okay. You see Karl Wassermann Lieberung.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
do I see Castor Libero?
You see Castor Lieberung. They appear to be brothers. That looks like they would be of the same at the same sort of age as Indigo in your chart.
What can I tell what relation they actually have to Indigo? Are they actually cousins or some kind of way distant family relationship?
It seems pretty distant, actually. It seems fairly distant. Yeah.
So there are two other options about who the heir of Sigmar could be. Castor Lieberung, he's also Indigo, and that horrible freaking dude from Middenheim.
Yeah.
Oh.
Great.
Oh,
Maybe he
Probably
didn't-
not either of those.
no,
maybe he
but
didn't-
he's got to be going. That's why he left. What they fled, they were going. That's what they were going. They were going to get the Hammer of Sigmar. He's going to try to become the heir of Sigmar and get the hammer.
Oh my god, that's why they went to Nuln.
That's why. Oh no,
Theogenist,
because that's
one thing I forgot to tell you is that the Theogenist said that if anyone were interested in finding the Hammer of Sigmar, they should go talk to some scholars, some Sigmarite scholars in Nuln, and they would help them out.
I
We gotta go to
see.
Nuln.
oh.
To sell the paper?
We gotta
do
go to Nuln to
no.
stop the Purple Hand.
Sell the paper.
Okay.
So, I just want to take.
Oh.
This is all super good information. I just want to take a pause on this really briefly and be like, "Hey, Indigo, do you want to be emperor?"
Oh no. Oh no.
Is this another time we should be talking about how good the weather is anywhere else? Like,
Well, I don't want to be emperor, but I don't want Vossemeyer to be emperor.
okay.
You know, we do have this genealogical chart. I could just happen to scratch down, that your cousin is also Bruno Feinbottom, then anybody named Bruno Feinbottom would also be heir of Sigmar.
I also don't want
Bruno-
this guy to be emperor.
Yeah,
I'm right
my
here.
vote. My vote would be for you. As I've said, I think you are the strongest candidate for emperor out of the four of us. But
Which is a low bar to jump. He's the strongest candidate for best accountant, too. It's real.
we'd all be strong leaders in our own way. I just, you're not signing yourself up for something that we're trapping you into. Like, we could just go kill this guy and then no one could be emperor.
Somebody has to be
some
emperor.
would.
The problem is the
Well-
other option is the Emperor's son, who's probably a mutant.
We should find out what's wrong with the emperor. Maybe we can talk to the emperor's son and say, like, hey, we're going to go stop this guy who's going to steal your throne. Can you give us supplies and shit? And he would give us support.
But that might make other supporters of this guy. Nobody knows that the Sigmar, the heirs are running around or doing anything. So we should just stop Vossemeyer as soon as we can, because nobody knows what he's up to or doing. And then if Indigo becomes emperor, then he could just abdicate to somebody he thinks is worthy.
Oh, that's a great point. He could abdicate.
Whatever that word means. Yeah,
he could abdicate.
I heard it in that talk. Abdicate.
It's
I don't know.
You used it perfectly.
Oh,
Maybe
great.
it's his best friend. Yeah.
Yeah, well done.
I didn't
We
see
can
it
talk
Pig
about
in the
that
Market.
later.
Should be a sequel.
Yeah.
Pig abdicates
King
the throne.
abdicates the throne. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Jesus.
So we're going to None then. None.
Oh, but we've
No,
already
no.
been so many places.
Yeah, but I
know.
love how that place doesn't have a guy who wants to murder us there.
Oh, I like
That's-
that.
It probably
We
has a
could
guy
check
who
in
wants
on
to murder us.
Elvira.
Nah.
We could do that.
Who's that?
A girl
And
that Bruno was obsessed with for a long time.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah?
First
Oh, it
of
was
all,
pretty
Oh,
creepy,
she's
yeah.
a woman. Second of all, I was not obsessed with her. We had a romantic entanglement. That's what I would say. But since then, I have. We are just good friends. Or
Didn't you buy some herbs off of her and then followed her all the way from Bogenhofen to Nuln? And then
no.
creepily talked to everybody in town about where she lived so you could find her, and then you threw a rock through her window?
Jesus.
No, that is a misrepresentation of what happened. I did buy herbs from her. Then we happened to be going to Grissenwald or whatever, and it turns out she had been kidnapped, so it was good that I was asking questions about where she was.
Okay.
Just for clarity's sake, you as a group have not been to Nuln together.
Correct.
I don't believe you've made it to Nuln yet. Nina probably has been to Nuln because that's where Atelka came from. It's a big
Nice
city.
place.
Big city. Lots of universities.
We
there.
could still pass the creepy castle and see what it's doing.
Wait,
that's good.
hopefully
I'm
sunk
good.
all the way into the goddamn ground.
I'm
At
fully
this
solid.
point, you
Poor
hear
Francis.
some noise coming from the front door of the tavern. You notice that the common room, although it's still fairly early in the morning, although some time has passed as you've eaten your breakfast, had this conversation. You hear a little noise. You look around. The common room is mostly empty still, but the innkeeper is at the door, and he's opened up the door a little bit, and you hear a voice that says, "Look, I can't come in unless you invite me. You don't." And please come in, sir. And then the door flings open, and in a large billowing cape with a huge wide-brimmed hat, like a kind of like a pilgrim-looking hat, you can see trouncing in none other than your old friend Count Orlok.
Ooh, new friend?
He turns.
Have you never met Orlok?
I
No.
am almost positive that Mina has not.
No.
Oh.
Mina has never met
Oh,
one.
I'm sorry,
Deborah!
Nina.
You're
Oh
this
my
is
God.
gonna be a
Wow, that's
I've
person.
missed you. He comes strutting up right to your table. Oh, Deborah! Last night was wonderful. He takes your hand and he gives you a light kiss on the back of the hand.
what?
Oh, I don't
Oh,
remember
you
this.
do as well, Bruno. You held you up very well. And he gives you a slap on the back.
Whoa!
What?
Good,
What's
and I
this,
remember all of that, and therefore am proud of myself. I assume we resolved that issue where you were right. We figured that out, yeah.
What? What
With
is
the book,
Look, we haven't time for this. Are you headed to the Vauxhall? Aren't you part of the Mindenheim fellow? What's his name? Todd
Graff?
something.
Oddbringer.
Toddbringer. Yes. Aren't you attached to his entourage?
is that happening now?
We are.
Yes, it's happening right now. What are you
Oh,
doing?
we
Guys
should
could give us a
go.
lift.
Sitting about
Yeah,
breakfast.
we'd love a lift. Thanks, dude.
Yes, let's go.
Oh,
Come with me. He walks over to the door, flings it open, and says, "Bat!" and turns into a bat and flies up into the air.
what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's not really being secretive, huh?
Not anymore. I think he's gotten a lot bolder, especially since last night. Yeah.
What did you guys do
Happened
last night?
We should get going.
Bruno
We gotta
just
go
pulls
to
a
the
huge chunk
Vauxhall.
of hay out of his shirt. Hard to say.
Did you?
Yeah, we gotta go.
Did you know?
Wait, I'm sorry.
We've gotta go.
I'm just gonna
No,
go
just
shake
a
out my clothes and grab my Bloody Mary mix, and I'll
Ooh,
be right
yeah,
back.
grab some of that.
This seems like the solve to you, Bruno? This was the solve on the vampire, the Empire Vey issue.
It's an extended process. There's a lot of moving pieces, and
Yeah,
the
just
helmet
think-
cold thing. I really feel like we didn't resolve that.
Yeah, Indigo, you could be
Oh, we
Emperor,
had.
and two of your best friends could be vampires.
Nobody is.
Yep, let's go.
Most of us are mostly not vampires.
Say a solid half.
I gotta go get the Bloody Mary mix and get this hay out of my pants. Hang on. I run upstairs and get the hay out of my pants and get the vials of my own blood I've been storing.
Excellent.
Oh,
You,
Jesus.
Bruno, as you run upstairs and collect your things and pull the hay out of your pants, you find, rather troublingly, on your right inner thigh, two small little red welts about an inch and a half or 2 inches apart.
Well, that's more than I can handle right now, so I'm just gonna pull my pants back on. Little compartmentalization.
That's my own heart.
I pull out the same notebook that I was keeping all the notes about Yeffy and just scratch Yeffy's name out and write Indigo at the top. Is Indigo a vampire?
Excellent.
Oh boy.
I gotta come up with a third alias.
maybe Mina or Yeffy.
Yeah.
Those are all taken.
What?
Oh man!
All
All right, sorry everyone. My thighs are fine. Let's go.
Oh god.
Let's go to the Vauxhall then, I guess.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You head off to the Vauxhall. And let me just ask real quick if we could go around and you could perhaps describe to me what do you look like right now? What are you wearing? What's your appearance like as you approach the Vauxhall? Let's start with Indigo. How are you dressed, Indigo?
I think Indigo puts on his own armor. So he is in his usual, looks like a walking arsenal
which is the same thing you were wearing
about
last night to the Grand Theogenes dinner. Very good. Yeffy?
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, I think Yeffy's dressed pretty regular. What is regular for her? She's got her little cloak jacket thing on with the hood and her normal little leather armor and suits, and she probably has a thing around her neck, like a nice choker necklace thing at this point.
Wearing the sunglasses?
Yeah, she's wearing her sunglasses, nice boots. Yeah, she probably left whatever wolf pelt she came in with out back at the hotel, and she probably brushed her hair. Yeah.
Nice. Bruno?
I've got my notes on this. Yes, I've got my completely black doctor's clothes, presumably quite slightly messed up at this point. A white cravat, a large black hat, and gold buckles on my shoes.
Very nice. Excellent. Yeah, mostly looks fine. Little bits of hay stuck here and there. And how's Mina dressed?
Mina's wearing, like mage-ish robes. They don't fit like super as well as the clothes she was wearing, but
Okay.
You went out with one set of clothes, you come back with another. It's fine.
Why does this say JH on the edge?
That's my nickname. Let's go.
Excellent.
All my best friends call me that. Let's go.
You make your way quickly to the Vauxhall, and as you approach, you can see quite the crowd outside of it. It looks similar to what you saw yesterday. A similar crowd. Basically, all the entourages of the various elector counts. However, you can see that groups of them are starting to file into the Vauxhall itself. And in fact, they're unlike yesterday when each elector count was only admitted with one or two personal attendants. This time, the whole entourage seems to be filing in. And you can see Graf Todbringer there with his Knights Panther around him, and you can see Count Orlok attending the young Haupt Anderson. What do you do?
And they're Sterland, right? Who weren't involved in that fight yesterday?
Yes.
The fight broke out between, I believe it was Ostland and Talabekland.
Oh, okay. Is the Emperor's son obviously here? Not that we have any idea what he looks like.
Yeah, having never seen him, you're not really sure what to look like, but you don't see anyone that jumps out immediately as like, oh, that's the Emperor's son.
Is there anybody obviously who was there yesterday? Like, are there any obvious gaps?
That's a good question.
You're not seeing the complete collection of folks, but you get the impression that they've already started seating, and that some people have clearly already filed into the Vauxhall itself.
Well, I've checked every supply closet.
So, for example, you don't see any Ulrichians, and you don't see any of the Talbotlanders, and you don't see any of the not the Middenheimers. You did say that you saw. You don't see any of the group from Nuln.
Ominous.
Alright. I guess I'll enter. I'll start going in.
So you can clearly see, though, that as what appears to be happening at the entrance is there is there's some Imperial Guard there, and there appears to be a crier who is announcing each elector count and their entourage as they go in, and you see him. You can see a big group of you see the Ostlanders gathering in the front of the doors, and you can see the older gentleman, and the crier shouts out, "Crown Prince Hals von Tassernick!" And then the Elector Count strides in, flanked by all the people that he's there with.
Is Toddbringer still in line?
Toddbringer is still, he's, it's not like a line. There's milling about crowds, but you do see the little campsite that is Graf Toddbringer, and you can see a couple Knights Panther around him.
Okay, so let's attach ourselves to him.
Want to file?
Yeah.
Okay, you kind of try to just surreptitiously slide in amongst Toddbringer's people. No, okay.
If anyone stops us, it's very much like, well, we're not letting you go in alone twice. No, we saved you last time. Come on.
Okay, so you openly approach Toddbringer. You openly approach Toddbringer.
Yeah.
You can see Toddbringer notices Indigo, and he's, Indigo! Why are you not in uniform? Oh, there's no time for that. Hurry up!
Well, of course. Sorry.
As you start to line up, as you kind of form up behind Toddbringer as he approaches the door, Mina Jana steps in next to you and grasps your hand, and you hear the crier shouts out, "Graf Boris Toddbringer!" and your group files into the box hall. Which I'll remind you looks a bit like this. It's a large octagonal room, large central table where the elector counts are seated at large wooden chairs, whereas as they enter, the entourage generally splits out and moves along the exterior and finds and kind of files into the appropriate benches that line up behind the chair of their count. So you all move towards the where's Toddbringer?
Top right corner.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's near the shrine. You'll be right at home, Indigo.
Oh, there's Middenheimers and Middenlanders. Wow, are we Heimers or Landers?
That's a great question.
We're Heimers.
Yeah, you're Middenheimers.
You're
Middenheimers.
There we go.
Yep. So in between Everland and the Midlanders. Yep. Okay. So it's actually kind of directly to the right there, across from the with your backs to the Shrine of Sigmar. Yep. You line up there with your various Knights Panther, and more folks start to file in, and quickly the Vauxhall starts to fill, just completely fill with people. Each elector count has brought a dozen people with them at least, and it's just a very, very big crowd. You hear a door from behind you. As the last folks are sort of taking their seats, you hear a door from behind you, and everybody turns to look at the door to the Shrine of Sigmar, and out steps none other than the Grand Theogenist. He steps forward and he says, "Imperial electors, we're gathered here to consider two matters. Firstly, the urgent election of a new emperor. Secondly, we are here to discover the true killers of our late lamented Emperor Karl Franz. With that, he looks around, gazing from one count to the next. Suddenly, the front doors swing open, and you can hear trumpets from outside. And the crier shouts out, "His Imperial Highness Crown Prince Wolfgang of Holzwick-Schlesstein, nominated heir of our late lamented Emperor Karl Franz I, may he rest in peace." And a young man comes striding into the hall, flanked by Imperial guardsmen. And you can see he's young and vibrant, broad-chested, with a big flowing beard, long cape. He looks everything regal and glorious that you would expect from a potential emperor of the lands.
Is this where we're supposed to clap? Are we supposed to clap now? No, okay.
Probably. Yeah, we'll do a little.
Yeah, well, everyone's clapping.
No one's clapping but us.
Yeah.
The applause spreads and everybody claps as the Crown Prince strides boldly around the outside of the table towards the throne and takes steps up to the Grand Theogenist who's there alongside him.
Is Von Ent the doctor here?
No,
You saw him. Yes. Okay.
So the Grand Prince slouches into the throne there and just kind of regards the room.
How subtle would it be to always good questions to cast a dispel magic spell at this prince?
Magic casting is never subtle. It always involves hand
so
gestures and strange languages. It would. Yeah, you feel like it would certainly at least your neighbors.
Like,
yeah. You still feel like again, it's a strange. You have to speak loudly in a clear voice in this strange language, and there's a palpable something in the air when magic is cast. Something just draws attention.
Could I, does it ever, could I instead then try and just study him with my eyes and see if there's anything that feels even remotely, like, weird? If magic leaves a palpable sense, is there something...
Mm-hmm. You want to see if the winds of magic swirl about him in an interesting way.
You're so right.
You breathe in. You relax yourself. You try to open your third eye and focus in on the Crown Prince. Roll me a willpower test, please.
Oh, not intelligence. I'm good at intelligence. Okay, 16. That's not bad.
16. Okay, you sense as you look. You're reminded of. How you were in the Vauxhall 2 nights ago examining here, and you felt that there was some presence of some magical something. And as you look, you get this feeling that the inner circle of the Vauxhall just reaches up, like surrounds the table and the throne and that area, that there's some kind of protective magic that is sort of preventing the winds from buffeting into that inner circle.
Interesting.
Almost like a magical dead space there in the middle.
Well, that's good.
I'll take a look at this guy, Paul. Does he look like a serial killer? Does he look like someone who's nervous to be here? Who maybe like wanted to kill his dad and he's super entitled? Or does he look like, oh shit, I have to do work now?
He looks bored, honestly, is your impression of him. He looks like a bored noble. He doesn't look like a serial killer, but he definitely looks like someone who feels like they're above everything going on around them.
Yeah,
Princess.
The Grand Theogenist now shouts out loudly, "By the authority entrusted in me, I hereby request that each elector declare his vote in the matter of the imperial succession." Let all present witness that the election of the Emperor is fair and free, a choice of his people.
Shouldn't we, like, figure out who
Then-
killed the Emperor first? Like, if it's one of these guys?
Who's the
I don't
other,
know. I
who's
say
the
this is
other
Jana.
candidate here? What's
Yeah, this is a
Yeah,
terrible
can't-
election.
He unfurls a large scroll. He says, I hold here the will of Karl Franz I, Emperor. 1 vote for Wolfgang Holzwig Schleistein, Crown Prince, cast in the favor by the late Emperor Karl Franz, and here set down in this document. Passes the scroll to a clerk. No other nominations have been declared. How say the electors? Do you consent to Wolfgang Holzwig Schleistein as your Emperor? He pauses for a brief moment, and he says, For Yori, Grand Theogenist of Sigmar, aye. Long live Emperor Wolfgang, the second of that name. Wolfgang has 2 votes. How say you, Aglim, Arch-Lector of Sigmar? Because there's another Sigmarite seated at the table. And he says, aye!
what do we do? What do we do?
We don't,
we
you don't get a
object?
vote. I think you just. Why are we going to
Definitely not
object?
gonna vote. I don't
Why
know.
just- we
I
don't
don't
get a
want
vote.
Indigo to be.
Oh, are we just
But
going to let this
Indigo
go?
isn't. But isn't that how humans work? He's not actually next in line. Vosamir is, and Vosamir's a nun. So if like Indigo does that, then Vosamir's just gonna come back and be like, "No, I got like the last name because his mom's a serial killer and like has been stupid a bunch of guys."
No, we'll kill
We don't know that
Vossmeyer.
for sure.
We don't know that for sure.
Christian, you're muted, which is really
Yeah.
powerful for this statement. I think.
Serial killer.
You
that
don't
was
like
nice to you.
down.
You
Oh my
see,
god.
you see the new R. Ulrich stand up, who appears to be the next in line to cast his vote. But the Yori says, "How say you, Hals von Tasselnick, Grand Prince of Oslet?" And R. Ulrich looks like surprised and kind of like sits back down with a thump into his seat. And
got
you see
smart.
the old Grand Prince of Ostlin shake his cane. He says, "Aye."
Oh, they're going to outnumber all the votes, so they don't have to take the negative vote. They're just going to be like, "Yeah, we got it," and then all the negative people will be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get a coffee." That's how dwarves work. Actually, dwarves are really violent. They'll actually just smash you with a hammer. They don't.
Why haven't we
Yeah.
gone to
Really
visit the
makes me look
dwarves yet?
forward to my
Like,
trip.
truly.
Whew.
He then
Yeah, why haven't we?
at this point you've heard several eyes. It sounds like there's at least 4 or 5 of them, and you hear Yori call out again, "How say you, Boris Todbringer, Graf of Mindenheim?" And you can see Graf Boris standing in front of you. You see his back to you. He kind of slowly stands up. He looks and
Say
leans
that.
over the table, and he says, "No."
Oh.
Oh my god!
Yori seems
Our
very
guy.
surprised. What?
Our guy just
I
said
ask again.
no.
Graf Boris Todbringer, how say you? No, Graf Boris says again. No, I will not cast my vote in his favor.
Ooh, yeah.
We started. Ooh, does anyone pick it up?
The Crown Prince
Classic.
at this point jumps up from the throne and he says, "No? No?" And he looks over at Yori. "But you promised. You all
Oh my God.
promised." And he kind of stamps
How
his
old are
foot.
you?
God.
"I want to be emperor. You were supposed to say that I can be emperor. Yori promised." And at that moment,
Can we redo the votes? Actually,
I'm actually with
10-year-old?
Sterling.
yeah, we all 4 of
Yo.
us vote no. So if that's anything,
at that moment,
Uh-oh.
Todbringer kind of turns to face the Crown Prince, and look, he's about to say something, and suddenly the Crown Prince's whole body convulses. His eyes spring out from his skull on
Okay.
long stalks.
What?
His fingers
What?
lengthen and become twisted and clawed. Wings
Uh-oh.
erupt out of his back, shredding
Uh-oh.
the long cape that he was wearing. A serpentine tongue forks out of his mouth and hisses in anger. The whole bulk of him expands to another 50% his original size, and he strikes forward at Toddbringer, and his claws rip into the man's chest and tear it to shreds.
Oh my god!
I jump over the banister.
Excellent. Indigo leaps over to the banister to the side of the man he was sworn to protect. What do you do, Indigo?
I draw my sword, and I'm ready to fight the fucking prince.
Okay, yeah. Which looks to you to be now just a horrific mutant or demon or something horrible. Draw out your sword.
Any of the people who voted yes look surprised?
Everybody looks shocked and horrified.
Just checking on that. Holy shit. Stab him.
What?
Yeffy, what are you doing?
What?
Well, that's not what I expected.
Someone gave that kid too many ponies growing up. I'll incriminate myself with Indigo, and I'll be like, I don't even know. I don't have anything witty to say at all.
Did? Do you jump the banister and stand next to Indigo? Who's literally like feet away from the creature at this point because the creature just struck Graf Toddbringer. Blood is sprayed all over
bring it, Paul. Bring it, Paul. I'll just do that. She just jumps up. She gets on the banister. Okay. Yaha! Out in the open where everyone see me.
Okay. Bruno, what are you doing?
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run up and try to pull Toddbringer away from the creature.
Excellent. You go rushing forward, reaching out to grasp at Toddbringer's hand and try and pull him over the banister towards you. Give me a strength roll, please, Bruno.
Assume I'm good at... Ooh, 19. Nice.
You grab his hand and you pull and you get his arm. It comes off and is spraying blood everywhere.
What?
It's okay, I'm a doctor.
You're now holding this severed arm in your hands. Mina, what do you do?
Would I be fast enough to touch Indigo or Yeffy before they ran off?
No, you could take him totally by surprise, unfortunately, and they leapt out of their seats before you were able to do anything. You could run up there to the banister and reach out to grab one of them if you want.
Oh boy, I'm so weak. I'm gonna stand up in solidarity, but like in the back. And I will when combat appropriate, I will be casting magic missiles. So they'll be coming from me. I'll just be behind people.
Excellent. Jana, who is sitting next to you, leaps to her feet and instantly incants a spell, sending what you recognize clearly as magic missiles flying at this creature, and they go across the benches and they impact into some insubstantial barrier right there at the banister and just disperse with magical energy across some kind of invisible barrier.
Oh, right. There's the fucking protective barrier there. Shoot. Drag him off.
Indigo, you see the creature just dripping blood, its claws basically having ripped into and torn in half the torso of Graf Toddbringer, then reach out and try to grab and do the same thing to you. What is your armor class right now, Indigo?
2?
2. Excellent.
Right, I'm in plate mail. That's 2.
You're wearing plate mail. He reaches out with his clawed fingers. The claws of his right hand scrape and squeal against your breastplate, whereas the left thumb actually digs under the shoulder plate and jams into your arm there, causing you 4 points of damage as blood starts to spill out of your left shoulder, or your right shoulder, because it's his left hand. A pair of Knights Panther come rushing up and swing their swords at the creature, and they just glance off of its hide. The garments, the regal garments that the Crown Prince was wearing, are just falling in shreds at his to the ground. But his body clearly has somehow hardened, or you see their swords just glancing off of what appears to be a very thick hide. As his skin is sort of a dark red and covered in a thick matted hair.
Oh man!
What do you do, Indigo? And there's pandemonium around you, and everybody's screaming and running, and blood is everywhere.
Right.
Of course, naturally.
I want to try to stab it in its big wet mouth.
Excellent. Give me an attack roll.
That is an 18.
That unfortunately glances off of his chest.
Oh, we're so.
Yes.
What?
What do you do?
Me?
Yes.
I gotta get a pen.
He's flying, right?
He has wings, but they've sprouted out of his back, but he hasn't taken up into the air. He's still standing.
Okay. And there's a bunch of, I'm trying something real trick. He's got a lot of fabric sloughing off of him. Can I quickly grab some of the tattered stuff? It's not going to do much at all, but I'm going to tie around his leg and tie the other part of the fabric to the banister. And then I'll be like, run!
Excellent. Roll me an agility test. Let's see how well that you pull that off. So you're basically trying to tether him to the banister itself.
Yeah. I rolled a 1, so it doesn't matter how agile I am.
Oh man!
Excellent. You try to you tie some fabric around the banister, get nice and taut, and you go rushing up to him, and you try to loop the bit of fabric around his ankle, and you just briefly kind of let your hand reach out and touch his calf, which you find to be scalding hot and burns you. And you yelp and reach back and put your fingers in your mouth.
Ow!
Bruno, what do you do?
Well,
Did the creature reach over what it looked like when Janna cast her spell was the magical barrier to get Toddbringer?
No, because Toddbringer is at one of those chairs in the middle.
Oh, there's
if you look at the map. Yeah, so the whole the protective barrier seems to be that entire inner circle around the table and chairs and throne.
Oh, I
That
see.
seems to be the area. Whereas you were originally seated out in the benches. In fact, by leaping over the banister, you've put yourself inside the circle.
Right, okay. Oh my god. It has these long, stalky eyes.
Its eyes have extended about 8 or 12 inches away from its skull, and they're on stalks, and they're kind of moving around.
How tall is it?
It's probably about 7 feet tall at this point. And his body is red-skinned and covered in matted hair, and it's got it looks nothing like the man that you saw walk in.
All right, we're gonna the Hobbit this, and I'm gonna try to clamber up its body and slice one of its eye stalks off.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Great, give me an attack roll.
And I'm not gonna die doing that. What do you want me to roll?
I want an attack roll. Give me a weapon
Damn
skill.
it. I don't know what I expected.
You're trying to cut its eyeball off.
Oh, for fuck's sake! 4. Oh man, we're so screwed.
You likewise
do I get my
you
second
try.
attack?
I
do have
can,
2.
but let me give you some feedback first. So as you rush forward and you kind of grab onto a bit of clothing and you try to grab onto his shoulder to pull yourself up, and as your hand reaches up to grab his shoulder, it burns. It's so hot. His shoulder is so hot it burns your hand. Do you want to retreat at this point, or do you want to pull yourself up and take that second attack?
Oh my god. I should put some gloves on. Yeah, I'm gonna try to take the second attack. I'm gonna try to stay up there.
Great. You take 2 points of damage as you grab onto his shoulder and leap up with the left hand and try and swing the sword blade at his, or the scalpel, or whatever it is you're wielding. Surgery dagger.
It is. I got, the first one was a surgery dagger. That was no good, so we're going to go with the barbering dagger here.
The barbering dagger.
19?
Okay.
If that's not good enough, that's the best I'm going to be able to do.
Indeed, your dagger slices through the stalk about halfway through, and the eyeball drops to the ground. Roll me some damage for the...
Yeah, well,
nice.
here we go. Enjoy this big... 4 points max damage.
Very nice, very nice.
4 points of damage. The same thing it got on Indigo in a glancing blow.
Okay, we got this.
The eyeball and the bit of stalk kind of squirms and twitches on the ground where it falls. And then, Bruno, you let go and drop to the ground because it just is so scalding hot.
Yep.
Mina, what do you do?
Oh, man.
Okay, Mina's just gonna try and focus back on those winds she felt earlier, and I'm gonna try and set Jana up by dispelling the ancient protective magic, which is definitely more powerful than I am.
Excellent.
It also might be okay.
Okay, that was a 6 and a 2. That's an 8, so that's success on actually casting the spell, and then I got to roll a d20.
Indeed.
Which was a 4. So maybe these are really weak spells.
So you're casting your dispel magic. You incant the words. You feel your energy force try to pull down the sphere, and it resists for a moment. And then you see from within the sphere, you see the Grand Theogenist look directly at you, and he just gives you a nod. And you feel the whole sphere just drop.
Oh, nice. Okay.
He's chosen to not resist. Is what happened there. He's chosen to not resist, so he's allowed you to bring down the sphere.
I'm just gonna hit Jana gently.
Yeah, Lydia's here to urge you on.
Getting support. Thanks, Lydia.
All right, so let's see here. Okay, so indeed, Jana, seeing that exchange, Jana again incants her spell, and 2 bolts of energy go flying from her hand and slam into the creature. Ooh, doing quite a bit of damage.
Nice.
My girl.
The creature turns and hisses, and smoke curls from its mouth. And you think it says the word no, you're not sure because flames come spewing out of its mouth across the entire bench area of where the Mindenheimers were seated. So, Mina, please roll me a willpower save.
Oh, shit.
Wait, did the moon fall on this guy?
Yeah, right?
Oh my God.
Damn.
What?
This is worse than the
14.
actual demon we fought.
Like,
Excellent.
don't look directly at the sun.
We will take only
I think
half
this
of
is
this
the third
damage,
demon we're fighting.
Oh, no.
which is only 6. So you'll take half for 3. Let me roll for Jana.
That wasn't bad.
Jana also makes her save, so she seems to be she's singed, but okay, still up. But several of the people in the stands just start screaming. A night panther goes up in flames and goes running towards the exit. Indigo, what do you do?
This feels like the appropriate time to use this. I'm gonna drop my sword. I'm gonna pull out my blunderbuss, and I'm just gonna stick it at this thing. I figure it's big enough to eat the whole blunderbuss shot.
That is exciting. That is exciting.
It's a good thing we practiced our aim so much.
Yep. Damn.
How the heck do blunderbuss work? Okay.
Yeah, what does it say in the book about killing the emperor so that you can become the emperor? Maybe we can skip all this hammer stuff.
Blunderbuss fires in a 15-foot cone extending from the wielder. Wielder does not roll to hit. Anyone in the area must make an agility save or take the damage. So go ahead and roll me 2d6 damage. You do still roll a d20 check, though, to check for misfire. So just Don't roll natural 1.
I didn't.
Okay, very good. So it will save. It does not. It does not. It's going to take this damage.
9.
9
Nice.
points of damage. 9 points of
Nice.
damage. The blunderbuss cracks and bits of shrapnel just tear into the creature, breaks several holes into its wings, and it screams out in pain. Yeffy, what are you doing?
Yeah, take that from the air of Sigmar, you weirdo.
Oh,
Ixnay on the air. Hey,
It doesn't matter. Like, it's not like they're gonna like that guy. Really gonna okay, whatever.
Good roll for those folks.
probably. You won't elect it.
I mean politics.
I'm assuming it has a tail. I don't know why,
Yes,
but I
it does.
am. Yeah, I'm gonna
Does.
run up that tail, and I'm gonna get between its wings, and I'm gonna hold on and stab him because
Excellent.
it's worked so well for everyone else.
Hell yeah,
Exactly.
Shadow Colossus. This
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
The music changes.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. I rolled a 17, so that's actually pretty good. That'd be a 22.
Excellent. You go rushing up its back, up its tail. You slam your sword, dagger, something. What do you have?
Oh, I have my short sword. I'm like,
Short sword.
like
You
a
slam
hobbit.
your short sword right
No.
in between where its wings have erupted. And I will say that this will count as a backstab. So go ahead and roll me the damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, a literal backstab. Yep.
Literally, yeah.
I haven't done that in a long
Little
time.
distracted by
That's
the
just
gun.
2, 6, 12. It's 8.
8 points of damage. He sways woozily, and you drop to the ground, Yeffy, holding this bloody. Your short sword is coated in blood, which appears to steam right off of the blade, and blood is just gushing down this creature as it turns to face you. Bruno, what are you doing?
Oh, it's still alive. Oh. Oops.
Mhm.
Oh, God. You know, I'm just going to stand a nice safe. It looks like they've got it. I'm going to stand a nice safe distance back and just throw a dagger at it.
That's what you do every time.
Every time I fight a demon? Yeah, it is. And it's what I'm going to keep doing. I'm more of a thinking man
How
here.
cowardly of you, Mina says from further back.
Yeah, like dispelling magical
I'm just saying every time.
10 feet down, yeah.
Every time you've done this, Indigo and I are going to town on this thing. You're like, oh, you're going to kill it. And then you run away. And then we fail at whatever we're going to do. And we get hit really hard. And it sucks.
Yeah.
Fine. You know what? I'm gonna charge
Please
back
fight
at it.
that.
Then I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna run it. I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna stab at its little toes. Then I'm just gonna go. Yeah, get it at the ankles.
Didn't
Not
I
climb up
buy you a crossbow?
Yeah, you like this? Does it make you happy? Holy shit! 19 again. Actually, killing it. Never mind. Assuming
Yep.
that's a hit for
Yep.
1 point of damage.
1 point of damage.
And here comes the other attack.
Yeah, other one.
Oh,
Okay.
my God.
12.
Alas, the second one lands between his toes. Dunk
Are you
into the-
happy
into
now?
the sweat.
Yes.
Mina, what are you doing?
Now that we're open for it, I will also be casting a magic missile.
Excellent.
Yes, that is a 5 and a 2, 6 successful, and I get 3 missiles. So, 6, 5, and 6. And
my
it's plus 1 to
God.
each of those.
God.
So I'm going to do 18,
20
19.
damage?
Oh my
Yes, I
God.
believe so.
Yeah, the missiles just tear holes through the creature, who screams in agony and collapses to the ground.
I got it.
We all saw that was Indigo, right?
Yeah.
Go to your room without
Because
dessert.
ears are still ringing for the next forever.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my god, that's right. None of us remember to put our earmuffs on.
There's smoke, blood. Everyone's ears are ringing. A lot of people just hit the deck when the violence started to break out. Some people are starting to rise. There's definitely the remains. You hear a light weeping as you see one of the Knight's Panther cradling the half of the Graf's body that still has a head attached in his arms. And then a voice shouts out. You look over, you can see amongst the Ulrichians, Ulrich stands up and he's pointing at the Grand Theogenes and he says, "The Sigmarites wanted to put a mutant on the throne!"
Oh man,
That was obviously a mistake.
It was an honest mistake.
Nobody meant to put that. It was an honest mistake. Let's vote for somebody else.
Do you
I
really
would
think that
vote for
this
the
is
guy-
the time for this argument, you dumb wolf-headed asshole?
Excellent.
All
Everybody
right,
starts
let's
shouting at this point. Everyone,
Oh my God.
everybody starts erupting and shout in angry shouts.
Chaos!
Yeah.
Can we just focus on who it was who single-handedly took down the mutant? Emperor Indigo. We can all rally behind.
Oh.
Too
Can I
much?
examine the body while everyone's milling about?
You can.
Great
Milling is
point.
not the word, though. Shouts
okay,
are being
well.
levied. There's a lot of anger. A lot of arguments erupting. Some folks still have weapons out because craziness just happened. But give me a check, Bruno, if you can.
My main goal is to determine whether it really is a mutant versus like a demon, and because this is different than other mutants we've seen.
Yeah.
Ah, finally the roll I get to add a bunch to. 20.
Excellent. You're looking at the remains and thinking back to your various experiences, having fought some demons in the past. You feel like demons, when they were killed, were like banished back to the plane they came from or something, because they would often like disappear in a puff of smoke or whatever. This body's still here. Seems very solid, despite all these strange changes and his appearance of normality when he first entered. Your gut still says mutant. And you take a moment
Weird.
to like you dip some fingers in the blood and you smell it. It smells like normal blood. You taste it.
Oh, don't do
It
that.
tastes actually really delicious.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh.
Indigo.
Compartmentalize.
Indigo, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you look around and you see the general, Schwirmut, there, and he's you can see he's flanked by a couple of Knights Panther, and he looks at you and he says, "Brave deeds, but I suggest we get out of here."
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Oh,
There's a lot of shouting. You can see as you look around, like it looks like there's like there's the Ostlanders and the Talbotlanders are again yelling at each other. The Ulrichians and the Sigmarites are getting into open shouting matches. Yori is like trying to calm things down, but unlike yesterday, he is not having much luck at it.
Oh,
Has anyone drawn their weapons?
Many weapons are out. Yes.
Oh, well,
Yes.
I'm so glad they could draw their weapons now. Nobody's going to be attacking us because we've killed a demon. I'm going to go down to where Bruno is, and I want to try and talk. I don't know if talking to dead works on whatever's happened to this gentleman, but unless someone is physically dragging me away, I would like to talk to him, please. I want to ask him some fucking questions.
You rush over and incant your spell. As you do so Jana comes with you, and you can sense, maybe more than see, the remaining Knights Panther are kind of starting to form a little circle around, like a little protective circle around your group, because there's a lot of threats and a lot of shouts, and it's really feeling very very tense in here right now, and nobody seems to be really taking control of the crowd like Yori did yesterday. Go ahead and cast your spell.
Great.
Hurry.
Oh, another success, I think. Yes, I got a 6. So that worked. Questions 3. What the fuck is wrong with you?
It's a terrible question.
Well,
Bad
I'm
one.
freaked
Not your
out.
best, Mina, not your best.
Well,
What the fuck is wrong with you? I was promised the Empire. Yori lied to me. That's the answer you get.
great. Okay.
And you feel Jana kind of grabs your elbow and says, "Best hurry." And you hear General Schwirmer shout, "Form a wedge!" And the Knights Panther start really tightening up around you. Indigo,
okay.
You do anything else while Mina is interrogating the body?
You could also crowdsource questions.
Listening closely. Yeah.
Indigo?
I might try to leave.
Yep. Yeffy, you're just going to try and
fair.
sneak out of there?
I'm trying to sneak out of there.
I'm going to try to keep a path clear so that we can leave as quick as possible. I'm going to try to assuage people saying I'm an experienced monster hunter and this is residual demon madness. Everyone should go home.
Residual demon madness.
I like this.
Ask him how ask him how he turned in when he first turned into a mutant, or when he first started developing mutations.
Okay. When did you first start developing mutations? Like the eye stalks, and the wings, and the tail.
It always has happened when I am angry.
Okay.
That's so weird.
Okay.
That's not a question.
Yeah. Ask him who his real
Indigo.
parents are.
Indigo, you're trying. Roll me a fellowship, Indigo.
10.
And I'll take agility from Yeffy if you're just trying to get out of there. Indigo, you're shouting at them to try and get them to move, but the tension is just so high. You're even if you're able to connect with one person, it just seems moot because it's this madness in this crowd. And Schwirmud is next to you, and he's like, "We just got to force our way out. Quickly, form up."
Okay.
I don't understand how
Yeah,
this person.
Do I get to add for contortionist?
Sure.
Ooh, nice.
Great. Then I got a 12.
Okay.
Oh, man.
You have to dodge and weave, but actually getting out, especially as you're able to use your abilities to slowly squeeze your way out of the door, and you see a handful of other folks have likewise tried to just get out of there, who are less involved in the fighting. You notice, in fact, one of the people you notice also sliding out is none other than Count Orlok, making his way out of that space.
Feels right.
He can turn into a bat.
Bruno and Mina, you feel this surge of movement as the Knights Panther have kind of encircled you and are trying to push the whole group and encourage everybody to get the hell out of this place. Mina, you can get your third question off if you like.
Ask
Ask him if
Yuri
Yuri. Ask him if Yuri knew he was a mutant, or knew he had mutations.
Or know what the deal was with Yuri.
Or who's opposing
what
him.
What was his
Who was
deal?
opposing Yuri? Who was
Just
opposing
saying.
Yuri?
No, I'm not there. I'm sneaking out with a vampire.
What's his deal with? I like what Yuri.
Yes. What? Yeah, I like that too. What did you offer Yuri in exchange for his support?
Offer Yuri in exchange for support. Interesting. I told him he could deal with the day-to-day annoyances.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Of course, that makes sense. Dude,
Well, let's get the hell out of here.
All right, we gotta go.
You lived, you died, you
The
sucked.
body
Peace.
slumps to the ground. the Knights Panther usher you out of the Vauxhall amidst screams and shouts, yelling. You could swear you hear the clash of weapons. It looks like actual fighting has broken out between the Ostlanders and the Talbotlanders. But you manage, in what feels like a blur, you're kind of rushed eventually back to the inn from whence you came, which is quickly the streets. Though are as you move away from the Vauxhall, you find the streets are pretty empty. It looks like the Imperials have managed to keep the streets relatively clear. It's still fairly early-ish in the morning, but your whole group, your whole entourage, including the Knights Panther, who are still carrying the pieces of the corpse of the Graf, come erupting back into the into the inn, and so sort of a little bit of chaos follows you as you make your way back into the inn. But you find yourselves, at least for now, relatively safe and able to collect yourselves.
I've still got his arm.
Oh God. Oh man. Of course the Purple Hand supported him. It's like, or whichever chaos cult we're fighting this week. Like, what could be more chaotic than your emperor just fucking turns into a demon whenever he's mad, which is apparently always.
Yeah. That went well. Democracy in action.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm kind of thinking maybe Indigo would be a good emperor now.
I think Indigo would be a great emperor.
I mean, I'm
He's not a mutant.
Even.
Yeah.
I don't spit fire.
No, definitely a mutant. I checked.
What? Bruno,
Yeah,
do you need
not
help carrying that arm?
I fold down the fingers so I can point with the Graf's hand. Yeah.
Oh, that's so disrespectful. We worked so hard to keep this dude alive. We worked so hard to keep you alive, I say to the arm.
Listen, that's just a piece.
I poke Mina in the face. Yeah, and this is what happened. Now look.
Oh my goodness!
No, it's not a demon. I know it's not like any other mutant, because he said that he only gets that way when he gets angry. But it's a mutant because the demons go back to Demon Land or whatever. That was just him there.
I wonder if he was like created like that on purpose. Or something.
He said he'd always been like that.
So the Emperor must have known. Why would the Emperor pick this dude to be his heir?
Well, it's his son.
It's his
right?
son.
Theoretically.
It's
His
his
son turns into a demon when he gets mad. Like he couldn't even
Yeah.
send his kid to anger management classes. Like
He probably thought he'd grow out of it eventually, right? He probably, was like, oh, well, if we just get him another toy, then he'll eventually learn that to love. But he didn't. He didn't learn to love.
Yeffy's jumping to a lot of conclusions this episode.
What?
I love it.
Just let me hold on to the arm for a little bit.
Okay, here you go.
Oh, it's so warm. Oh, sorry.
Oh, actually, you know
Sorry.
what? I'm going to take that back and.
Oh my god, I grabbed the arm for both of them and returned it to the Knight Panther.
Hey, my pointer.
Like, dude, get a snack from somewhere else. I'm sure there's rats.
Don't
or
eat
something.
people.
I wasn't.
Don't eat
He's not a
people.
person. That's an arm. He's not even a person anymore. It's just like,
Look,
come on, you have us. You eat all sorts of cuts of meat. I don't understand what you're talking about. I didn't do anything wrong. I haven't done anything wrong.
what's important is that we what's important
Right?
is that it's a new type of mutant. Like he can be a normal person and then a mutant. Like that's way different than a guy with silver skin or like Rolf and his boils.
Yeah, or like with swan people.
Yeah, it's like
Family
anybody
swan.
could be a mutant.
Geese?
Just ready
Like
to a bird creature, bird something.
Yeah, they're like mangoes or something. Yeah.
So I
But they would've liked to
backtracked
look
on
like
my
normal.
previous statement, and I think the
Uh-huh.
Archlumen is actually part of the Purple Hand, and I think he was trying to get us out of the city for when they
The
sacked
Granthiogenous.
the Grand Theater.
No. He
The one thing you told us is that he wasn't. Damn it, Indigo.
I know.
Terrible
I was wrong.
Empire
No.
ship.
I was
Wait,
swayed because he said that I was going to be emperor.
No, guys, that's not. He helped me when I took the barrier down. He helped me. He took it down for me. He helped us
but he
kill that guy.
also was going to be the emperor when the prince was the emperor.
But,
He was gonna be
maybe
in
he didn't know
control.
about the mutation. Like,
He
maybe
might
that was
not
just
have
a
known that was
regular
happening.
power grab.
And also, like, okay, obviously we're extremely powerful, and we're the only people who could be bothered to fight a demon that lets loose in the middle of the friggin' Vauxhall. But also, I think that's a little bit like
extremely powerful.
Well, I mean, they're going to try to find an emperor real quick, right? Like, and Vossmeyer is already in Nuln. So if we don't want him to be emperor, we're going to have to stop him and figure out who's going to take on this Warhammer. It's kind of an ominous name to a weapon. Warhammer. Like the
some
name
kind
of a
hot
book.
tub time machine.
yeah, it feels
something.
like some kind of like very important game that you'd spend a lot of time playing.
Warhammer.
Yeah.
All right, we got it.
Okay, so we should probably go and try to stop Osmar, even if the Grand Theolabalon is even if he's like a purple hander now. You know, at least then Indigo can then determine who should be emperor on his own merit, being a heir of Sigmar, right?
We also probably want to figure out who Indigo's dad is, so we can get the whole lineage. You know.
Should we? Does it matter?
I don't know. We can sort of prove that he's a
I know who
descendant
my
of the
dad is.
Oh, sorry, patriarchy. Right. Okay, got it.
We don't even know who the
I know who
dad
my
is.
dad is.
Okay, whoa, calm down there, Tiger. It's okay. It's
So
all right. He knows who his dad is.
Serial
tone to his
killer.
voice there, if you ask
Are
me.
your mom and your mom and dad still alive and together?
I mean, last I
That's a good
heard.
question.
Well,
That's
then
like
we should
Jack.
talk to them.
You know, write to them. Tell them
Yeah,
I want to
find
talk.
out.
It's
Right.
fine.
Oh, we'll dictate.
That's extremely fair. We should write to them and be like, "Hey, mom and dad, it turns out maybe I'm the heir to Sigmar. Anything you want to tell me? Love your son, Indigo."
And then she's all like,
probably
"I'm the
stop
Grand
saying that out loud.
Illuminen, and I'm a serial killer." Rawr!
Yeah, and we never
I
wanted
guess
to tell you because we wanted to raise you right or whatever.
My family reunions were so weird.
Yeah,
think
we
it's
should
a
keep
little
it down. We should keep it like on the down low that Indigo is who he is. I know that we've actually been doing that like from the get go, but like especially because they're definitely going to try to kill him. Whoever he is, he can't even be Castor Lieberung anymore. They try to kill him too.
Yeah, they have tried to kill him.
Rudolph Bottom.
So we are still going to go to Nuln and sell the paper and get Vossmeyer and then go find the Warhammer, right?
Yes, the large hammer.
That's the only thing.
The
Yeah.
large hammer for war.
The large
It's a
hammer for
hammer.
war.
Yeah,
I bet you could
probably
do
be
some
dwarves.
fancy role playing with it.
I bet you could.
Should we?
Yeah,
gotta get the
something
fact.
about it. Something about the phrasing sounds like we should get the hammer for war. It just feels like we spend a lot of time causing and or seeing big problems, and then a whole town goes to shit, and we're like, all right, bye. Time to go to the next town. Mess that
Yeah.
one up too.
Or-
Yeah, you know what? That's a really great sentiment, Mina, and I would really be on board with that. Except for Frank still lives here, so we should just go to
Great
Nuln.
point. Wow, strong and powerful point. You know what? I have changed my
Wow,
vote.
you're right.
No. Yeah, this town
Yeah.
sucks. Let's go. We should let them be ruled by a dragon.
I really, really hate to mention this, but can Orlok get us there faster? We
I
gotta
don't
go
know.
fast.
We can go ask him.
Like, carry us?
As a bat?
I don't know.
I don't
He
know.
might. I mean,
He's got all
Olrock's
sorts of-
and are rich. I mean, that's why I stole a whole like house of stuff, and he didn't even bat an eye. I have another book about pig and puns. It's pretty good. Okay.
Pig does stand up.
Oh God,
Pig type
that
5.
one was as good.
Yeah.
All right.
It goes to open mic night. Oh man.
Yeah, we could go.
Uh,
I mean, I don't mind going and talking to them real quick before we beat feet out of here. If you want. I mean,
you want to stay? Should someone stay back and talk to the Middenheimers? They might be going through some stuff.
Yeah, they sound like they're going through
Yeah.
stuff. And the Ground Theogenist, I know, Indigo, you said maybe was evil, but I feel like if we go to him and are like, okay, now you have to stop being vague and be actually honest about what parts of this book we need to read. No? No?
I don't know.
Well, I think last I saw the Grand Theogenist, he was in the middle of a religious war that was happening in that building. So
That's...
All right.
he's probably going to be
Fair
unavailable for a while. Also, he might be dead right now.
Oh man, that's...
Oh my God! Fine, we'll get the Warhammer. Let's go talk to the vampires.
Everyone looking right at the camera every time we say that, huh? Yeah.
The Warhammer.
This joke continues to be funny. Yes.
Yeah.
I do want to talk to the general before we leave, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Okay. Yeah. General Shearmut is there. You pull him aside, Indigo.
So that what?
I do not know. I must contact the Baron and inform him that his father is dead and that he now rules all of Middenheim.
Do you think maybe you should... Wasn't the princess kind of more involved in Middenheim politics?
Yeah, she was. Yeah, perhaps the best thing would be simply to return to Middenheim, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Maybe go back to Middenheim, tell the princess and the Baron, of course, but probably get out of Altdorf. Probably bad time to be in Altdorf.
And what of you, Indigo? Will you come as well to Middenheim?
No. We're planning on going to Nuln.
See.
We think someone who might be behind all of this is there.
Well, I am glad to know that individuals such as you are taking this matters into their own hands. He clasps you on the arm. And he looks at each of the four of you and he says, if you are able to take down that creature, I am sure that the Empire is in good hands.
Ooh,
yeah, we'll see.
Wish I had that grass hand for a good joke.
Oh God! Yeah, the yakety sax starts playing.
If there's any way I can help you, you let me know, and otherwise I will be returning to Middenheim and send word if there's anything that Middenheim can do to aid in your efforts.
Of course. Can we keep the Knight's Panther armor?
Yes, of course.
Oh, cool.
In fact, here he grabs a sheaf of paper and starts writing out a thing that basically declares you members of the Knight's Panther.
Oh my God.
Normally there's a ceremony, but there's no time for this.
Yeah.
And he writes it out, writes all four of your names on it, puts the Middenheim stamp on it, presses it into your hand. Welcome to the Knight's Panther. Claps you on the shoulder.
Wow. Thank you. Well, it was an honor knowing and fighting alongside you, General. Good luck. I think we all need it.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I think that because the Topbringer stood up for what he believed in, we were all saved from a terrible evil. So,
Mm.
tell his daughter that his legacy something. Rephrase it, but he did something great.
That was a good
He did
start. That
indeed.
was a great start. Yeah.
He did
Oh my
indeed.
God.
Very good. Safe travels to you.
Yeah, you too.
I think we will get out of here quickly before Altdorf either is locked down or becomes even more chaotic.
Probably both.
Mm.
Yeah, this town was never that great.
There's some good rope dealers if that's
Yeah, there was some good food. We got some good food.
man.
Yeah.
Hey, do you need to tell Jana that you're heading
she's
across the world?
she's gonna come with us. I feel good about it. I feel confident about that. I feel good.
Oh no.
And she's gonna have her own response, which will probably be that she wants to come with us. So that'll be fine, and she'll be safe, and I won't have to worry about her. Okay.
We're all
We're
definitely
all
cool with
equally
that. Yep.
excited to have her around. Oh, she cast those magic missiles. She was very helpful.
That was pretty cool.
Do you seek out
Oh.
Jana?
Yes, please.
Excellent.
I'll be right back.
She you find Jana amongst the crowd. She embraces you. Oh, your magics are so powerful. It was a blessing you were there to bring down that shield.
It was totally a team effort. We both did the magic missiles, which was really cool of us. Listen, we're probably going to be going elsewhere to try and
back
track
to
down.
Midnheim. I heard there's the general saying that we are headed back to Midnheim. Yes.
He's going back to Midnheim. We're actually going to Norm, which maybe you want to go to with us.
To Nome. I have to return to Herr Helseher. He is still ultimately my master. I am his apprentice.
Yes, which is important to be an
Mina.
apprentice. Someone.
She clasps her hands. Mina, you fired. You're able to bring down that barrier. You fired 3 missiles at a time. There's nothing you can learn from me. I must return to Midnheim, Mina. It is my place.
Well,
I have family there.
One. Oh, I didn't know you had family there.
Of course.
We should talk about that more often. One, there's so much I can learn from you. I don't know how to do anything. And 2, I don't need you around for teaching things. I'm around for other. I just want to know you're safe. That's all.
Oh,
So,
Mina.
Pick up the hand.
Midheim's a mess, and Aldorf is a mess. And if you're with me, I know you're safe. And if you're not with me, I don't know. You could be dead.
These are troubling times, Mina. And we each have our place, but I must return to Midnheim. And you must go to Nome. I will miss you dearly, and I will worry for you as you do for me, but I think we must go our separate roads. I hope
Cool,
Sigmar will
good.
bring you safe back to me in Midnheim when you have completed your...
I will.
Whatever it is
I will
you're
be
doing.
there. Yeah, we're doing some dumb bullshit. You don't really want to know the specifics. But as soon as we're done doing that, we'll be done because we'll be done. There won't be anything more to do. So I'll come back and I can meet your family. Do you have siblings? Can I meet siblings?
Yes, I have a brother and a sister.
Oh my god, that's great! I would love to meet them and your family.
I would love
and
for
we
you to
could-
meet them.
Cool, good, cool. Don't
Be
do anything
safe, Mina.
dangerous.
Oh,
You too.
I would say the same for you, but I know that is a foolish wish.
I stand in the back, mostly, and you can see my friends. They're all very good. Most of them very Good. We really enjoy Indigo.
Indigo's great.
Yeah. Indigo's amazing. Yeah, be safe. I'll write you and
Yes.
stuff.
Please do.
Okay. Bye.
She gives you another embrace that you hold perhaps a little longer than either of you feel totally comfortable with, and finally separate. And she joins the group of the general and the Knights Panther, who are loading up carts to head back to Midheim.
Cool. Good. She's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine.
You okay? Okay there, Mina?
She's gonna be fine. She's gonna be super fine.
Actually,
She said I could meet her siblings.
Oh.
She's got
Oh,
siblings. Yeah, it's nice.
great. I'm just going to give you a nice
Yep.
pat on the calf here. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. No, she's gonna be fine. Actually, it's good that she didn't come with us because it's gonna be dangerous with us.
Probably.
We were
Right.
Yeah. And you're gonna
Yeah.
probably meet some other lady
I know.
wizard lady,
No.
and yeah,
Nope.
that's not
Nope,
undead.
that's- Okay, first off, Jana's not undead either.
Yeah,
But-
yeah,
That wasn't.
yeah.
Oh, did you guys read that as a breakup? Because I didn't. I thought that was good. I thought that was solid.
No, yeah, no, that wasn't
We're-
a breakup. That was a nice goodbye.
You might not be relationship experts.
No, what?
You guys are doing great. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know
Should we
what
talk
you're
about
talking
that?
about. What?
Indigo?
Should we? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Um,
Indigo has to save the dwarves, evidently, too, because that's also was in the whole holy light thing.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
Indigo's got a
Yeah.
lot to do.
Yeah, a lot to do.
Yep.
Do we think we're past the don't ask, don't tell portion of the vampire group?
What?
Nothing?
No, we just have to talk to Orlok. I know he's weird, but it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You just
great.
gotta talk
Here,
to
I
him.
got one of these. I got one of these
Um,
post-battle Bloody Marys. Here you go. Yeah, I want to have that in case you got hurt there. Yeah.
Yep. That reminds me.
Incidentally,
Wow.
if anyone has any extra blood, I might need it soon.
No.
Just keep
No,
an
I have-
eye out. You know.
Nope. All of my blood stays inside my body. Thanks.
Sometimes it leaks at night.
Sometimes
Everybody's got to sleep. Yeah.
you can't. Oh my god.
Anyway,
Well, I'm delighted that Jen is staying here, actually. So. Super delighted. All right, let's go talk to Orlok. What's up with
The
him?
other vampires.
It's weird. He seemed okay. Kind of weird.
Oh.
Patch.
Right.
oh,
Orlok is the reason Yeffy is actually the reason we know each other, and probably
What?
also the reason
Oh.
Yeffy's a vampire. We robbed him a
Oh.
couple times and then crashed a bunch of his parties.
honestly, if he,
One
yeah,
these
probably
are-
more than- yeah.
Yeffy,
What?
and possibly the rest of us.
I
What?
think it's just everybody in general. Yeah,
What?
he's definitely got a thing for Deborah, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes
So he's
Deborah
a
real
friend.
bad. Yeah, he's a friend.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he's a friend.
No, we
Oh,
know
he's a friend.
No,
He's a
more
friend.
of a,
Friend.
you
He's a
know,
friend.
no,
Is he a friend or is he a
like,
friend?
no, neither.
He's more
No.
like a friend,
More like an
A
enemy, really,
friend.
frankly. More like an
acquaintance.
enemy.
We know him.
Yeah.
Acquaintance. Wow. He's
Yeah.
gotten really downgraded.
I want to put a real fine point. We've taken a lot of money from this guy. Like we've
He
robbed
hasn't even commented
a
on
lot
it,
of
though.
his things
Yeah.
A lot
So
of,
that sounds like a
Yeah.
friend.
and killed a
Taking
lot of his
stuff.
friends.
yeah.
Wow.
That hasn't irked him really seemingly at all.
No.
Nope.
So it's
So we're
gonna
gonna
be
keep
even
doing it.
disposition.
So he
All right.
really likes Deborah.
Yeah.
Leave me now.
He does like you a lot.
That's great.
But he
Not even
promised
wearing
not
a
to
dress.
eat you. Remember that when he promised not to eat you?
I don't remember that exactly, and I'm afraid
He
either does
did. He did.
So,
I said, but yeah, we said we weren't going to. Well, that he wasn't going to.
Oh, great. Bruno just scratching the inside of his thigh, like, really aggressively. Yep. Okay. Well, let's go walk off the edge of the world. That seems appropriate.
Okay.
Great.
Okay,
As
so
long as
you're
we can come back.
gonna go try and find Count Orlok. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have our boat anymore, so I don't know
Come full
what.
circle.
Yeah, right. Seriously. Now, ironically, Orlok's going to have to transport us on a boat.
Okay.
Yeah, is
So
the seabird or the comet here? We should check.
Yeah.
You remember you remember from the night before the inn on the edge of town that the Sterlinders had taken residence in. So you head out of your own inn and into the streets of Altdorf, and you start making your way towards the Sterlinders inn, and you find that definitely the news has clearly spread very quickly of what happened at the Vauxhall, and it's a bit chaotic in the streets. There are people clearly packing up to leave. There are other people who are just being rowdy and almost like rioting, and there's knots of Imperial Guard running up and down the streets trying to suppress any lawlessness that occurs. And it feels like the rule of law is having trouble asserting itself here in Altdorf. And you manage to avoid altercations with some of the people roaming through the streets, and eventually make your way to the New Moon, the small inn on the edge of Altdorf, where the Sterlinders are staying. And it looks relatively calm, actually, compared to the streets of Altdorf. And as you approach the gate into the gardens, as you recall, there was some gardens around the back of the New Moon that were all completely enclosed in foliage. As you approach, we will end right there.
Oh,
We'll pick up next week at the New Moon.
Great.
Wow.
what a doozy!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not what I expected there.
No, I thought that was going to be a long, boring political meeting.
glad to have disappointed twice on the delivery of a boring political meeting.
Yeah, when do we get to discuss taxes again? Damn it. Damn. Missed those days.
Favorite part.
Miss the days of midnight and the discussion of taxes.
General taxation, how it affects various constituent groups, the real.
That was the real nitty gritty. That's what people want.
Oh, poor Mina and Jana. That was,
Ooh.
Better
Yeah, it's harsh.
I feel like she wasn't comfortable because you guys kept making her uncomfortable. Not her fault.
we were standing outside the realm or the ring of the conversation, I think.
Nice. I like to imagine every time we've had a conversation, the rest of you have just been like there.
Yeah.
Like, oh, don't mind us.
Awkwardly kind of standing slightly outside of the circle.
I will encourage everyone to take a look at their personal ambitions and the group ambition. I already don't remember off the top of my head what they are right now, but I won't be surprised if these events have maybe changed some of those. So if anybody wants to change any ambitions, we'll take care of that at the top of the next session.
Excellent.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Hope you enjoyed our adventures, and we'll see you next week on 10 Dead Rats. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.